as a senior simulation engineer under the Department of Traction Motor for electrical vehicle application. Overall, he has experience in research, design and development in squirrel cage induction motor, spindle motor, brushless permanent magnet motor for both axial and radial flex motor. I once again welcome Mr. S. Sabrinathan sir. Sir, the session is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Abdul. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Uh, so I am here to present about the topics, opportunities in the field of electromagnetics, and how to grab the opportunities. So initially, I would like to thank for giving the opportunity to take the session during this pandemic situation, and also the people um, are, are attending the session in the busy schedule. So I would like to thank our respected HOD and principals and our lecturers, and also who are the alumni attending in the session, and also the student coordinators and students who are participating in the session.
Uh,
Is it is audible, right?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's audible.
Yeah, go get the slide. Yeah. So here, so I am presenting about the opportunities in the field of electromagnetic, as I said. But the main thing is we have a vast opportunities in the field of electromagnetics. So the field of electromagnetics, like it's almost covering almost 50% of modern advanced electrical machines. So in real time, if you are seeing everywhere, you can see rotating machines for the advanced applications. So almost 50% of electrical and electronics things mostly covered by electromagnetics. So now modern generations, we are fully focused on the electromagnetics to detect them for machine detection and also for advanced applications. So let me see the opportunities, and also let me see how to grab the opportunities. Once if you have an interest in the any field, so if you have a motto in the particular field, how to grab the opportunities in the particular field. For that, what are the things you need to do? The main thing what you forgot to do in the sense, if you have opportunities, already we have definitely we have opportunities, but the thing is we are used to miss the opportunities. The thing why we are missing the opportunities in the sense, during the college days we are studying for particularly for great purpose only. That is the thing. I also did the same thing. So I wasted my 2 years of time to learn the same thing what I learned from my college days. So while you're studying, you have to study your academics along with your practical career. So based upon your career selection, you need to start your studies. Studies in the sense learning. Learning is different. Study is different. So you should be learn. So based upon you have to select the path. Almost we are studying around 48 subject, I think so. So in that we will focus only. We have to focus only a particular single subject. So in that there will be one single part you have to work in the future. That is the thing. So you have to select the path. Not only the engineering is the path. In engineering, if you are selecting the electrical engineering, in the electrical engineering you have to select the particular path. You have to look into that particular path to grab the future. Okay, that is the thing, to grab the opportunities. Yeah. So let me go into the topics. So here I am going to explain basic concepts of electromagnetics. I think you people may very well know about the electromagnetics and opportunities in the field of electromagnetics. But I'm trying to explain the electromagnetics, which is relevant to my career, and also how to, if you want to grab the opportunities within within 1 year or by completing the degree. So these are the things you need to follow. These are the things you need to learn. So to get the to place uh, in such a MNC or such a highly profile rated company. So that is the thing. So first we will see the opportunities in the field of electromagnetics. Then we will see the key products in the electromagnetics. Then overview of electrical machines and its applications. Then about the squirrel cage induction motor and some traction motor, and about the axle flex machine. Then we will see the better platform in the electromagnetics, particularly in the electrical machines. Then we will see about the overview of electrical machine design and its tools and its applications. Then if you are interested in the machine design, I will let you know how to calculate, how to study the basic concepts, and how to get place in the machine designs.
Try me.
Yeah, go ahead. So, what is electromagnetics? So, you people may know. I think you already studied. So, electrical field in the sense there are the charge particles uh, in the charge around the electric charges where the forces exist is called electric field. So here you are seeing the lines around the electric charges, right? That is the force which is created, which is exists from the electric charges. That we used to call the electric field. Magnetic field and both electric field have the same characteristics, but some has difference uh, in the operations. That's it. But the characteristics, everything is same. Here the attraction and repulsion between the magnet. Likewise, there is attraction and repulsion between the charges also. It will flow from the positive to negative. Likewise, it will magnetic flux also it will flow from negative to so north pole to south pole. Yeah. So what is electromagnet in the sense? There is an interaction between the electric field and magnetic field. That is, we used to call the electromagnetics. So here, an object with moving charges always has both electric and magnetic field. They have some similarities and also have two different fields with the same characteristics. Both fields are interrelated called electromagnetic field, but they are not dependent on each other. So if you are applying the current or if you are applying the current in the electric conductor, there will be a movement in the charges. So if there is a movement in the charges, there will be a flux generations. So the moment of charges we used to call electric field, and the moment of due to the moment of electric field, there is a generation of flux that is called magnetic field. Generation of force that is called magnetic field. So here we have some similarities between the electric field and magnetic field, like yeah. So electric field which results from the force of voltage, and magnetic field which results from the force of flow of current. That's it. What I said. Uh, yeah, electric fields are produced by two kinds of charges, positive and negative. Likewise, the magnetic fields are produced by the two poles of magnet, that is north and south pole. These things you people all already know. This time I am explaining just to enter into the topic. That's to make your interaction. You can go to the next slide. Yeah. So opportunities and application in electromagnetics. So in day-to-day life, we are using the below electromagnetic machines, components, and some equipments for different applications. Examples: electrical motors, generators, transformers, solenoid, magnets, and home appliances, speakers, and some anti-shock. shaft lifting systems, and some medical applications. So in day-to-day life, we are using electromagnetics devices and components everywhere. So in the electromagnetics, we have vast opportunities. In that, we have high demands in the sense that is the electrical machines. Mainly that is for rotating machines. So, so why I am focusing electrical machines, particularly in the sense, so like how the mobiles and how the cars, which was changed our generation, culture and life cycle. Likewise, the electrical cars and some electrical motorcycles, it will change our generation within. I think it will be happen within 2 or 4 years. So that's why I'm thinking this will be the better opportunity for the electrical engineers to enter into the field of electromagnetics, mainly in the field of electrical vehicles. So then you can grow well in the field of electromagnetics. That is my motto. Yeah, the major e-motorcycle manufacturers in India, I'm listed here. So overall, in the sense, only the Tork Motors, which is located in Pune, then Revolt Motors, EM Flex Motors, Ather, Komaki, Okinawa, Battery, and Avon, and Yobex, and so on. Yeah. And also the upcoming electrical cars in India. So actually, the peoples who are exciting with the electrical vehicles. So the mainly the high profile electric car in the sense the Audi e-tron and Porsche Taycan and BMW and Jaguar I-Pace and Tesla Model S. It will release in India also. So if the moderate rated car, if higher profile rated car in the sense, it will be more than 30 lakhs, around 30 lakhs to around 1.5 crores. And if the moderated upcoming e-cars in the sense, it will be around from 10 lakhs to 30 lakhs. So we have a model Nissan Leaf, Volkswagen and Mahindra and some other vehicles also. It will release in the upcoming years. I think it may be happen in 2021. Yeah, and not only the electrical cars and motorcycles, so the buses and trucks and auto rickshaws and some other vehicles also. So so it will also release in the year of 2020 and already in the production in Ashok Leyland and Tata and Volvo. The BYD, that is a Chinese company. I think they will start the infrastructure in 2021. I think so in Chennai. They will also have a contract for the electrical buses for Tamil Nadu. And also the e-auto, the e-auto manufacturer, the best manufacturer in the sense Lokio. So Lokio Auto. So these are the best companies what I listed here. So domestic motor vehicle sales in the sense why I am saying the electrical vehicle which will change our future in the sense this is a list what I listed here listed here. This is sales in the year of April 17 to 18, March 18. So passenger vehicles almost sold around 3.29 million. Commercial vehicle numbers around 0.86 million. Two-wheelers around 20 million. Three-wheelers around 0.6 million. And total 24.97 million units in the sales in the year of 17-18. So last year we sold around 2.5 crores of vehicles in 2019. So think about if we are enter into the market of e-vehicle. So I think in each and every family you will have a single vehicle of electrical. If the if you get the resources of electrical everywhere, definitely you will like to buy electrical vehicle. That is the motto of the electrical vehicle manufacturers in India. So total vehicles in India around 23.25 crores as if now. Uh, so I think in 2025 there will be electrical vehicles around 10 crores. So if you have a knowledge on electrical machines, particularly in permanent magnet machines, you'll get the opportunity in Jaguar or BMW or something. Uh, yeah. Then yeah, vehicle into 2025. So the government what they planned around 6,500 charging stations they planned in New Delhi within the 5 years. So I think not only in Delhi, in Tamil Nadu and some other states also they're planning the buses. I think and charging station also will be they will be they're planning the charging station also. I think they will be start. Yeah. So as if now, based upon my experience, what are the key products in the electrical machines in the sense, one is the rotating machines, in that both electrical motors and generators, then transformers and solenoids. So yeah, in the rotating machines, we can say we can divide the machine based upon the sizes, based upon the construction, based upon the applications, and based upon the principles of working. But and also the power based upon the power rating and based upon the power available, we can divide the machines. But here, how I am dividing the machine in the sense what are the kinds of machine we are using major uh, major kind of machines what we are using in the current market. So what are the application what are the major application in that. So how will have the major opportunities in this particular machine. So how to grab the opportunities in this machine. That is the thing I am going to present here. Yeah, particularly here induction machine. Can you go back? Yeah, particularly induction machine, we already studied, we know the single phase and three phase. Yeah, in single phase, mainly we used to use the machine CSR, CSCR, and CSIR. CSR in the sense capacitor start and run, capacitor start, capacitor run. That is another one motor. Then capacitor start, induction run. Then shaded pole and split phase. The first three what I mentioned here, CSR, CSCR, and CSIR. These three motors, they are particularly using the application for domestic applications. So the main thing is because the construction is also rugged type, and also the maintenance also it is maintenance free motors, and also easy um, to do the services also. That is the thing. Then three phase. Yeah, mainly in three phase we used to use a squirrel cage induction motor wherever you need below synchronous speed. So if you want more torque, more speed, you have to go to the slip ring. So in the market they are not using slip rings as if now, because they are mainly using PMSM machines. In slip ring, if you have to increase the speed or something, you have to vary the speed or torque. You have to change the external resistance. So instead of that, by using the drive in the permanent magnet machine, they can simply program the value and they can change the speed and they can change the torque level. So that is a modern machine we are using in the current market. Yeah. Um, in synchronous machine, mainly we are using surface mounted permanent magnet machine and interior permanent magnet machines. So we already, I think you people have studied the machine called brushless permanent magnet machine. That is the machine I mentioned here, but the thing is the surface mounted in the sense that is a construction. In the rotor part, the magnet which is mounted over the rotor surface, that is called as a surface mounted permanent magnet machine. And interior permanent magnet machine in the sense the magnet which is buried into the rotor part, that is called as interior permanent magnet machine. But both stator construction and some other characteristics also same. Only the thing is, um, in the rotor construction only the different, and the operation it is little bit different. In the sense, there we have only the magnetic torque in the surface mounted machine, but you have both magnetic and electric torque which is present in the interior permanent magnet machines. That is the difference between the two machines. So you have a you will get a more torque in the interior permanent magnet machines. So that is a modern machine. They are using the motor for traction application for electrical vehicle. So if you are seeing the high-end cars, you can see the motor interior permanent magnet machine. If it is a low-end car, you will see the induction machine. That is a different. Then the traction application, the traction gear arrangements and everything, it will be differ based upon the high-end and low-end cars. But the motorways, if it is a high-end car, there will be a interior permanent machine. If it is a low-end car, there will be a induction machine. That is a different. Then yeah, here axle flex machine. Yeah, axle flex machine. I think you people don't have a syllabus. I think you did not study it. I think so. Axle flex machine in the sense the motor what we are using still that is called radial flex machine. So we have a stator. Into the stator we have one rotor part. So the flux which will flow from stator to rotor radially, that is we used to call the radial machine. That is the motor what we are currently in the market. But the axle flex machine in the sense it is kind of disc shaped machine, like the flux which will flow from left to right side or right to left side. In the sense, the stator part it will be in the left side. Sorry, the rotor part it will be in the left side and right side. The stator part will be in the center. And also you can use a multi-stator and multi-rotor in the single machine. So that is the application. That is the major advantages in the axle flex machine. And also you can change the air gap. But what are the machines we are using currently, right? So we cannot change the air gap. That is a fixed one. But here these are disc arrangements. So you can vary the air gap also. You can increase the performance also. I think in main dimension, you people studied d square L, right? So if you increase the diameter, you will get the more efficiency. If you increase the length, you will get the half of the efficiency compared to the increasing of diameter and length. So, hello. So if you are increasing the if you're increasing the diameter in the sense that will be the you will get the maximum power density. So the advantage of axle flex machine within a small machine size, you will get a more power compared to the interior and SPM machines. So if you are designing the 10 kilowatt machine with 50 or 60 kg in induction machine, so you can design with a 5 kg of axle flex machine. That is the difference between the axle flex machine and the induction machines. So comparatively, if you are designing the permanent magnet machines, like surface mounted permanent magnet machines, the size will be 100% in the sense like 100 kg in the sense your axial flex machine you can design with a 70 kg with the same power deliver. So that is the major advantages in these machines. Then linear flex motor. These are all the advanced motors which will used for the railway application. I think in India we don't have the facility. We'll have the facility in future within 5 to 10 years. So the flux will flow linearly. Based upon the flux flow, the train will also flow based upon the due to that flux flow based upon the magnetic locking. That is the advantage of linear flex motor. So these four motors, right? Surface mounted permanent magnet machine and interior permanent magnet machine and the axial flex machine. And one more thing in induction machine, if you learn the screw cage also, you can you have a more advantages to get the opportunities in the field of rotating machine design. So can you please go to the next slide? So I think you people already know, yeah, as I said, single phase induction motor. We have three different major kind of motors: CSCR, CSCR, and CSIR. Here, single phase is not a self-starting motor. I think you people know. Do you know why? Can I know the answer? Why the single phase motor is not a self-starting motor? I think you people have repeated questions, right? Like 2 mark. If you know the answer, also you can place the answer in the chat box. Kiran, yeah, welcome, Kiran. No starting flex. Yeah, that's why I'm asking why no starting flex. It's not a self-starting motor. Obviously, there is a no flex. So that's why I'm asking why. Yeah, okay, fine, Abdullah. So he said two windings are placed across. Kiran, no phase angle difference. Yeah, that is. Yeah, Rahul Kumar. Yes, sir. Correct. That is the correct one. So because here there is a absence of rotating magnetic field. If you have one coil, you cannot create the rotating magnetic field. So at least you need two coil to create the phase shift. No phase angle difference is also correct. So because of absence of rotating magnetic field, there is a no phase difference between the two coils. So there is a no chance for the rotating flux. Due to the absence of rotating flux, the rotor also won't rotate because of there is no pulling and pushing force will happen. So that's why we are using the two coils here. One is the running coil and starting coil. So yeah, due to that both coil, it will create the 180 degree phase shift. It not completely 120 degree phase shift. It is different with the three phase machine. So it will create 180 phase shift difference. And also it is mainly used for domestic application. So you people used to using the pump sets, right, in your home. So you can see this kind of motors for your water pump set applications. Yeah, next slide, please. Yeah, three-phase induction machines. Yeah, in three-phase induction machine, as I said, the main major motor is three-phase squirrel cage induction motor. Yeah, the coil connection having different with the single phase. No difference in the rotor. Yeah, both single phase and three phase rotor will be the same design, and structure also looking very same. Only the connection and winding having the difference between the stator for the single phase and three phase induction machines. So and also these are all, you people know, these are rugged construction and maintenance free, and um, yeah, and so on. Both the in induction machine we have facility for both the magnets. If you call induction machine, that there will be a stator and rotor will be electromagnet. There is no chance for permanent magnet. So that is the thing. Yeah, please proceed next slide. So in brushless PMS machines, so we have two kind of machine. One is a surface mounted permanent magnet machine. Another one is a interior permanent magnet machine. What I said. So I think already we discussed these things. Let me go into the pictures. Then that will be for clear understanding, I think so, for you. Can you? Yeah. So this is a motor. This is a surface mounted permanent magnet motor. So here the first one, right? I think the letter it is not clear. In the top of the machine there will be a like a water cooling jacket, right? That is the housing. Uh, into the housing there will be a stator part, so which is wounded by the coil. This black color, right? This is the rotor part. Over the surface of the rotor, this black color these are magnets which is mounted on the surface of the rotor. That's why we are used to call this is exterior. Sorry, this is a surface mounted permanent magnet motor. So you can see clearly in the next picture. Can you please go down? Yeah, this is the stator part. I think you cannot see the coil overhang here because it is fully molded with epoxy for thermal dissipation. Can you go down? So this is a rotor. Actually, this is we designed for uh, this is we designed for radar application. I think this is 132 poles motor. So we used to we used to study the motors around 4 pole, 8 pole, or 2 pole something, right? But this is a 132 pole motor. It will give more than 2000 Newton meter torque. What we are used to see in the practical life, that is around 17 Newton meter, around 10 Newton meter, or below than that. But this is more than 2000 Newton meter torque. So this is the rotor part. The material, this is a steel material which is around to the steel. There is a magnet which is placed with some magnet bonding technology. Can you please go down? Yeah. So actually, in surface mounted motor also we have a two different types. Like we have a two option. If you need rotation in the inner side, we can go with the inner rotor. If you want the rotation in the outer side, we can go with the design of exterior rotor. Like what I'm trying to say, in the normal modern electrical motorcycle, right? That is a hub motor. You people in the right side, you can see the picture, right? The tire, there is on wheel. Yeah. Here the center, it is coupled with a hub motor. Here the rotor, which is connected externally, and the stator that is normally in the general motor, the stator part is outside and the rotor part is the inner side. The rotation will be in the inner side, but here in the hub motor, the rotation will be in the outside. The magnet which here in the bottom picture, you can refer the left side, the green color, right? This is a rotor part. It can directly couple with the wheel. So here the stator part is stationary. The outer part, this is a covered magnet. So yeah, so you can directly couple with the rotor. This is called hub motors. This is people who are all the high-end motorcycles, right? They are using the hub motors. If you are if you are low-end motorcycles in the sense, you can see the mid drives. In the sense, there will be one induction machine or surface-mounted permanent magnet machine with a inner rotor. So that is it will be in major in mid drive. This is for direct coupling. So this is we called hub motor. So these are the two difference in the surface mounted permanent magnet motor. Yeah, can you please go down? So yeah, this is a motor. What I said, right? Outer rotor. Yeah, this is a stator we wounded here. So see, normally the coil which is placed from inner side to outer side, the rotor will be mounted in the center part. But here you can see the coil which is mounted from the top to from the outer to inner side. So then the air gap will be come after come over the surface of this coil. There will from here in the outside of the coil you used to place the magnet in the inner side of the rotor steel. Can you please go down? So here interior permanent magnet machine. So maximum in the traction motor applications, high-end cars like BMW, Porsche, and Jaguar, Audi, Benz, Volvo, they are using IPM machines called the interior permanent magnet machine for the traction applications because it have a more efficiency, and also you can run field weakening mode. And also the torque, you have the two torque. If you have the motor with the SPM, so you will have only one torque. Example, if you have you are getting the torque around 200 Newton meter with the same size machine. If you are designing the same size of machine in IPM, you will get around 300 Newton meter torque. The additional 100 meter, that is due to reluctance torque. Reluctance torque in the sense, you people studied IQ and ID, right? In the rotor, you have to divide the area from the magnet to one magnet to other magnet. That part, it will be considered as a direct axis. Then the the part which is have a empty space between the magnet, one magnet to another magnet, that is called a quadrature axis. Due to that axis, the space between the axis, there will be the reluctance torque will change. So based upon the design, the reluctant torques will happen in the IPM machines comparatively with than the SPM machine. So, but the cost of construction is a little bit high comparatively with the SPM machines. And also, you people, if you want design the machine with the position accuracy, like if you need, like before, in the olden days, we used to use this servo motor with the hall sensor for position applications. If you want to move the machine tool from 0 to 90 degree, you need to program in the drive in the controller, the machine should move from 0 to 90 degree. But there will be some backlash because there is a coupling between the rotor shaft to some other mechanical gear shift arrangements. But in this kind of machines, there is a no mechanical shiftings. You can couple the machine directly. So if you're up, there is a no deviation in the position accuracy. So that we used to call the no backlash. So can you go down? So for position accuracy, you can use the encoder here. So that is the advance of Hall sensor. Yeah. So this is a interior permanent magnet machine. Here in the right side bottom, you can in the rotor part you can see the gap, right, in the square shape gap. So here in this position we need to insert the magnets, permanent magnet. So in normal induction machine, what we used to see in the lab, that both are electromagnet. Stator also electromagnet, rotor also electromagnet. In the stator electromagnet, in the sense we are applying the electric current to the coil, it will energize as a magnet due to the flux. Then that we used to call the electromagnet. So that flux, it will induce into the rotor part, then it will create induced EMF. Due to that induced EMF, and based upon the length law, it will oppose the flux, main flux. Then you will have a um, opposition between the stator and rotor due to the opposition of main flux. Then you will have a pulling and pushing force. Due to that, the rotor will rotate, right. But here we have a stationary permanent magnet field, so you no need to energize the rotor due to the induced EMF. So so here on copper loss also less, because in the squirrel cage induction motor, you people used to use die cast rotor, copper die cast rotor or aluminum die cast rotor, or some people they are using copper bars also. So there you will be a copper loss. There you will have a copper loss, but here this is a permanent magnet. You no need to energize the material. Here we have already a magnetic field. I think you people studied about the residual magnetism, and you people studied about the hysteresis loop, right? In the second quadrant, I think this will work in the second quadrant. If the permanent magnet, in the sense, it will work in the second quadrant. If it is a electromagnet, it will work from the in the all four quadrant. It will it will start from the first. It will end with the four, or it will start from four. It will end with the first. So it in electromagnet, it will energize, and it will magnetize, and it will demagnetize once if the power is switched off. But here you will have the permanent magnetic field. That is the difference. So can you please go down? Yeah. Here, so this is just I am showing the picture here. This is for clear understanding. So these are all the lamination. So which is stacked together. So you can enter there is a slot, right? So in the slot you need to you need to insert the magnet. Here you are inserting the magnet in the into the rotor, right? So that's why we used to call this interior permanent magnet machine. That is a difference. Can you please go down? Yeah, here axial flex machine. So can you please know? I think the people may already know about the axial machine. If anyone know about the axial machine, can you please let me know? Can you please post in the text box? Okay. Can you show? So yeah, axial flex machine also a permanent magnet machine. So instead of before explaining, because I think you may not aware of this machine, because it's like just I am in the top. I am mentioning like 7 or 8G, right? So in the current mobile generation, we are using 4G, but we are not using 5G. So likewise, we are using still we are manufacturing screw cage induction machine, like for that is like a 4G machines. Yeah, axial flux and radial flux means that is a direction of flux flow. But why we are not using in the sense, why we are not manufacturing in the sense, the manufacturing of stator lamination, it will be little quite difficult, and also the construction it is difficult in the sense to maintain the air gap, it will be little bit difficult, because there will be opposition between the flux. If you are designing the motor, there will be a two rotor or one single stator, or there will be a one rotor or one stator. If you are having the motor, sorry, if you are having the magnet, if you are having the two magnets, if you are placing the two magnets from left to right side, there will be opposition, right? More of opposition. So it will try to repel each other. So then there will be a deviation, there will be a chance to deviate in the air gap. So that's why we are still we are not using the axial flex machine. But if you are using the axial flex machine, 100%, almost 99% flux usage is there. There is a no leakage flux in almost no leakage flux in the electric axial flex machine. But in the permanent machine, there is a leakage in the overhand. But in the axial flex machine, even though in overhand also you don't have, you're not having the leakage in the flux. Yeah, that is a difference. But currently we are doing the research in axial flex machine also. So we are going to produce a 3 kilowatt machine with around of 200 diameter. So you can run the you can run the electric motorcycle for like it is similar to 150cc electrical 150cc normal bike. Like you can reach the 100 kilometer speed within the 4 seconds also. The torque it is too high compared to the normal engine. The main thing, the machine size and weight is weight reduction. If you go into the axial flex machine, the power density will be high. So due to the power density is high, you can reduce the size of the machine. That is the motto here. Yeah, can you go down? Yeah, as Rahul said, axial flex machine here in the picture, right side of the picture, you can see in the right in the second picture, the first one that is a radial flex machine, the second one that is axial flex machine. So here this is a sectional view. In the axial flex machine, there is a blue color. Left side also blue color. We having right side also blue color. Right, both are rotor. The center part, right, orange part. These are the stator. We have a two rotor part like a disc. In the center part, we have a stator. The flux which is flow from the left side to right side. Sorry, the magnetic field which is flow from the left side to right side, because of the current which is flow from the top to bottom. So here it is hello, yeah, here it is almost it is different. uh, yeah, that is the thing, it is a difference between the axial flex machine and radial flex machine. You can here here I'm saying right in the first picture, volume 1 equal to volume 2 is a 1.6 time, 1.63 times. If you are designing the machine around 200 100 diameter in the SPM, sorry, in the radial flux, you can design the machine with a 63 dimension in the axial flux machine. That is the difference. And the material size is will be reduced, and the cost of machine, cost of the material also it will reduce, and the volume of the product will also will reduce. Can you please come down? Yeah. So here the second picture you can see clearly. So the bottom right, that is a steel, that is a part, that is a steel part. In the step you can see right in the bottom part, that is a magnet which is pasted here. So similarly, we have one more unit in the top of that machine, that blue color. So on the yellow color, right, that is the core part. So it is wounded with a coil. So here, this is the machine with this is a machine with a two rotor and a single stator. So the magnetic field which is flow from the rotor one to rotor two. The current which is flow from the stator from the top to bottom. So, but in that normal radial flux machine, the current will flow from left to right side. The magnetic flow from magnetic flux it will flow from the top to bottom. That is the difference between the two machines. Can you please come down? Yeah. Concepts you need to learn for electrical machine designs. So if you people uh, so I am suggesting for students who are studying the second year or third year. So I think this is for you people. If you have interest in the electrical machine design or something, so first initially you want to learn the working principles of all machines. Then you will get an interest in the particular machine based upon the application or based upon design and based upon some incidents you will have some interest in the particular machine. So then what you need to do, you have to learn the working principle about the machines. So and also you have to learn about some basic concepts in the designs. And also you have to learn about the components, like what are the components for all what are the components which is available in the electrical machines, and why the components are structured like that, and what are the material properties they are using in their machines, and what are the design structure, what are the design properties they are considering, what are the design parameters they are considering, that you need to focus. I think in the electrical machine design, right, you have one subject, right, electrical machine design. I think that will be better for you. If you have interest in the electrical machine design, you can grab the opportunities based upon the learning, based upon your learnings in the electrical machine design. So that is your main core subject if you are interested in electrical machine design. So and also you need to focus on electromagnetic theories and concepts, and some electrical basic electrical engineering. That's it. Like why you need basic electrical engineering should be should be good in the sense. Example, if you're selecting a starter components or casing or lamination something, you should know why the thickness of steel. Okay, that we will discuss in the next slide. Can you please go down? So yeah, if you are learning if you are learning about the components in the, if you are interesting, if you have the interest in the particular machine, if you want to learn about the components, how you want to learn in the sense, so you have to look into that motors which is available in the market, which is you have to differentiate the motors, advanced motors, and the motors which is already used. So because then only you can know what is the reason for the changeover from the older design to new designs. So if you want to learn anything, you have to compare with the old one. Then only you will get the reason which is behind in it. So if you are taking the lamination, so just I am giving the example, why the lamination thicknesses we are maintaining low. Can if you know anyone, can you please answer? I think this is a simple question. if people are studied in the electrical machine. Why we are maintaining the lamination thickness? We can directly use a single metal, right? Why we are using the lamination with a pine with a thickness of 0.5 mm or 0.3 mm? If you know the answer, can you please post in the text box?
To avoid core loss.
Yeah, core loss instance. What what kind of core loss? So that's correct. So yeah, core loss, to avoid the core loss instance, there is a two core losses. So how you have to interact with the subject in the sense, if the material size is less, I think you people know, right? Yeah, if people know, right? What is the resistivity? You know, rho equal to RL by A. So when the material size is the material area, it will increase in the sense you will have um, you'll have a more resistivity. So if you have the more resistivity, actually the main thing is you should not allow the current in the maximum current in the core part. You should allow the current only in the winding in the coil. That is a motto. So to avoid the entering current in the conducting material, so we need to add more resistance in the material, and also we need to focus in the this material should have the more magnetic flux conductivity. So the lamination, in the sense, we should maintain more magnetic flux conductivity, and also we should avoid more conduction in the electric field. So that is the thing we need to focus here. So to increase the resistivity, we are using a silicon steel. So it having the more resistance in the nature, and also it having the more magnetic field carrying capacity. The thing is, if you are maintaining the thickness is less, um, if the area size it will be reduced in the sense, there obviously there will be there will be a increase in the resistance. So if you maintain the areas more, there will be less resistance. So there the current, sorry, the current will trying to enter in the core. So that is called leakage current. So that is not useful. So that's why we are focusing like this. So these kind of things you need to, sorry, and these kind of things you need to learn while studying, while learning about each and every components. So can you go down? Yeah. So in stator, these are the lamination which is stacked together. So to avoid the eddy current losses. So eddy current in the sense, that is a circulating current. What I said. So if you are not stacked to, if you are not dividing the lamination, there will be a flow of circulating current. That is called eddy current. There will be heat loss. So due to the heat loss, there will be it will require more inputs. That's why to avoid the eddy current loss, we are using laminations. And also to avoid the hysteresis losses, we are using the maximum magnetic material property material. So that is a thing we are using this kind of laminations, silicon steel. Can you please go down? So this for your update. I think you people, I don't know, you people did understand, sorry, did attend any touch and feel session in the electrical machines. I think you people used to do some practical session in the electrical machines. That I did. I think if you are interested, please ask your management to give us some 2 or 3 touch and feel sessions. Then only you will get a better understanding in about the components. That is the first thing you need to do. So yeah, this is a coil we used to place the machine. The first picture, that is a coil we used to place in the stator part. This is the paper, this is the installation paper what we are using in the machine. So this to avoid the to avoid the um, to avoid the sorry, some distraction here. Yeah. to avoid the interaction between the core and coil pot. So that's why we are using the paper here, sorry, instruction paper here. Can you please go down? So in the last picture, sorry, in the last picture, your okay. In the last picture, you can see the jacket, right? Cooling jacket. So these are all the advanced machine. In normal machine, you used to see the fins in the body. So that is a air cooled machine. These are all water cooled machine. These are advanced technology. So the people used to give the water over the jacket. So I think so it will helpful to reduce it will useful for the thermal dissipations. Then there is a more conduction convection radiation will happen here. So this is a better if once the thermal dissipation is more, you can go with the better current density. Like if you are using the current density value as a 7 or something in the normal machine to design. So if you are using the water cooled machine, you can go with the current density of 17 or 19. So you can the double the time the machine size will reduce. So that is the thing. The people they are going for water cooled machines. So can you please go down? Yeah, rotor core. Yeah. So this is the component what we can use a stack lamination also if it is a torque motor, um, because mainly we are focusing the lamination for two purpose. One is the to avoid the hysteresis loss and eddy current losses. Hysteresis losses and eddy current losses, it is directly proportional with the frequency. Eddy current loss, it is directly proportional to the frequency, and hysteresis, it is directly proportional to the square of frequency. So but in this is a torque machine, so in the rotor part the frequency it will be low because they are mainly focusing the torque, not speed. If the people that's focusing the speed, there will be the frequency will be more. So if the frequency is less, you don't need lamination. You can use a direct steel because there is a not much such a maximum loss. So you can use the steel directly in for the rotor part. So this is a magnet which is bonded over the rotor part. This last one, right? This is a squirrel cage induction motor. This is a spindle motor. I think in normal rotor you used to see the fins in the end rings in the end of the rotor part. But this is a spindle rotor, which is used for high speed application. Like if in normal induction machine that is around uh, sorry, just a minute. Yeah, the normal induction machine that is for specially designed for 4 pole or 2 pole. That is for only standard frequency 50 hertz. You can only run the machine with 1503 RPM, and it is run less than the below synchronous speed. But here this is also squirrel cage induction machine, but you can run the machine with a drive. You can design this is a motor we designed for 333 frequency. You can run the machine for up to 10,000 rpm. This is a rated what we designed for 7,200 rpm. You, the rated frequency also around 300 hertz. So yeah, can you please go down? Go down. So the major electrical machine design tools, like that is the software tools, what currently using in the market in the sense, ANSYS Maxwell. So now it is called as ANSYS Electronic Desktop, and Altair Flex Motor, and MotorCAD, and Speed, and JMac Design, and also you have more number of softwares to for electromagnetic designs. If you are interested in the in rotating machine, you can learn the ANSYS Maxwell, because the companies who are highly profiled, they used to use the ANSYS Maxwell. It is a high-end software for the electromagnetic machine, not only for rotating machine. You can in ANSYS you have a number of softwares for the electromagnetic and for and some other application also in thermal and some other applications also. So if you learn the ANSYS electronic desktop, you can design the circuits, you can design, you can get the opportunities in the electromagnetic interference, electromagnetics, and electromagnetic simulation also. The better platform in the sense, if you are the design and innovation, research and development, uh, and simulation, some are an analysis team. If you are placed in this kind of teams, that will be a better platform for you. So just try to, if you are interested in this field, you just should try to focus on the platform. That will be better for you, for your growth. If you are focusing, like if you are focusing like maintenance or something in the electromagnetic machine or in the electromagnetic field, that will helpful for you. You should design the machine, or you should develop the machine, or you to innovate something, or you need to do some research and design, or you need to do some you need to do some analysis and simulation what we designed already. So that is the major platform in the electromagnetics. So if you have really have interest in this, you can look into that this kind of platforms. That will be better for you. So don't look into the quality field or maintenance field. If you have interest also, you can go. But that based upon my experience, I'm suggesting you. That's it. So if you want to download the ANSYS Maxwell tool, you can use the below link, what I mentioned here. But this is a pirated one, so I'm not recommending you. If you have interest, you can. If you have interest to learn the ANSYS Maxwell tool, you can download from here. And if you will have a video also to install the applications. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. No issue. But this is a pirated version. Yeah. And you can ask your management. I think they will provide, because they have a facility for MATLAB, they have a facility for LabVIEW, and every application, like not only the software tools, not only the software tools which is used in the IT. We are we have actually we have maximum labs in the IT sectors. We are not focusing we are focusing because we have a MATLAB also, we have a LabVIEW also. But what I'm telling, from the current situation, if we have a embedded, if we have a PLC, or if we have a facility in the electromagnetics, like ANSYS or something, and that will be useful for the advanced applications. So if just if you have interest, you can ask your management also. If you can request your management also. Definitely, if it is a worth, they will provide you. Yeah. Can you please go down? Why I'm saying this, in some pirated version you can personally install, and you can learn the design. But the thing is, if you need any guidance or something, you need original versions. So that too, if you have a facility in the college, then it will be better for you people to learn, because there will be more interaction, and also there will be more guidance. So these are some design. These are some picture what I kept from my design. Uh, so yeah, this is a motor structure what we designed for Porsche. This is a motor I designed for Porsche vehicle. So yeah, this is a rotor part. This is an interior permanent magnet machine. The rotor magnet which is buried into the rotor. This is a concentric coil with a 1 to 1 pitch. You cannot see here because this is a structural view. And yeah, this is a kind of circuit. You can design the external circuit also. If you are in the ANSYS Maxwell, if you want to design the drive or some external devices also, you can design. You can design the circuit, and you can link the circuit with the machines to get the real-time output. If you can get the output without circuit also, but that is you won't get the real-time output. If you are linked with the circuit or something, if you have experience with machine design, then you will get almost 90% of real-time output. Can you please come down? So this is a short circuit we did for in the three-phase line. So we are getting the zero torque. Yeah, I did not place some other picture because these are all yeah, these are all just took from my company design. So I did not kept more picture. Can you please go down? Yeah. So if you are interested in the design, if you wanted to learn the tool, so just I'm requesting you, you just learn the basic things like if you need to learn the basic construction and working of the machine, then you have to learn the working principles, and you need to learn the material properties. After that, after completing the basics, you need to see at least 2 to 3 touch and feel session. If you are good in virtual, you can get the um, inputs from YouTube or somewhere. Better you for better guidance, you can ask your management to you just request your management to for 2 to 3 touch and feel session for two to three different machines. Um, then after that, you will get some idea about the components and structures. Then you will learn about the general concepts of design machines. So I am recommending you to learn the design. You just initially refer the AK Shane book. I think if people already have, if you don't have, you can download the book in the internet also. If you need, I can give the link also. No issue in that. Um, so you just refer the chapter 6 and chapter 10. I think mine that is a 2012 version. You can. That's why I mentioned the top chapter naming also. General concepts and constraints in the design of rotating machines. And if you have interest in the three-phase induction machine, then you can start with the three-phase induction machine, or you can go with the permanent magnet machine. So in AK Shane book, you will have the clear picture in the basic design. Can you please go down? You will have a clear picture for the design calculation for the induction machine. So if you are interested in the induction machine design, mainly screw cage induction machine, you just refer the problem one, design problem one in the chapter 10. I think you people studied in electrical machine design, like you used to find um, used to find main dimension or output coefficient to something, right? D square L or some output coefficient C naught or something. I think that is yeah, the problem for every electrical machine you used to find, right? If you refer this problem also, it will look like same thing, but you need to understand why we are. This is from top to bottom for the machine. This is a problem. I think it will be around to 10 to 20 pages. So it will give the clear picture from starting to ending of the machine design for especially for a school cage induction machine. So if you refer one or two problems, you will get some basic ideas that will enough for you to enter into the field initially. Then you can learn through the industrial experience. Then this is a thing what I'm trying to explain you. To enter initially, you need some knowledges on the electrical machines. These are the things if you did in the sense, you will get a better opportunity from initial onwards. Because now only I got the better opportunity after 3.5 years. So if you people know very well in the academics during the academics, then you will get the opportunities in the first year or in the second year itself. So that's why, and also you will be a master in the field after the 4 or 5 years. You will be become an expert in the machine design. Yeah. You can innovate also, no issue. You can create some patterns also. You can publish some papers also. So that's why I'm trying to. Uh, can you please go on? So sorry. Yeah, go. For actual, if you are interested in the axial flux machine, you can refer the book axial flux permanent magnet brushless machine, which is written by yeah, Jack. And also, if you are interested in permanent magnet machine, you can refer the book of brushless permanent magnet machine design, which is written by Halsman, and also you can refer other book also, which is written by Miller. if you don't want to buy, if you have really interested to learn the uh, if you want to study these books, this kind of books, you can ask me. I will give the links to download the books. That will helpful for you also. If you're interested to study the text, studying the um, so study if you want to buy the books, you can buy. Otherwise, if you want to study in the internet or something, you can ask me, no issue. Can you please go come down? Yeah. So yeah, as I written, I hope you people understand about the overview of opportunities and application in the field of electromagnetics. So my motto here, you people want to understand. I think you know very well about the electromagnetics and rotating machine and applications in the rotating machines. But the thing, what I faced in my career, just I am shared you. So if you have interest, you try to learn from now onwards. That will be better for your future. So because the few after 2 to 3 years, there will be a future with our EV. So this is right time to you to start. So yeah, uh, can you please come down? Yeah, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, here I given my mail ID also, my official mail ID, and also I given my personal mail ID. So yeah, I given my contact also. If you want to learn, if you are really interested in design, if you want to learn the tool also, I will help you. But if you want to learn the tool, you just try to study the things what I told in the presentation. Then it will be helpful for you for fast learning. So I will guide you to learn the tools also. If you have the time for 2 to 3 days or something, we will conduct a separate session for tool learning. If you have a facility with ANSYS or some other tool, I will guide you. I know 4 different tools. If you have the tool speed, or if you have flex motor, or if you have ANSYS, or if you have JMAC also, I can guide you. I can guide you to design the electrical machines. That is not an issue. And also I given one calculation a manual calculated document. I told you, right? If you have the file, can you please open, sir? I think already time is over, right? And also evening time, you people.
Okay, okay, Sabri.
Yeah. So I given the manually, I calculated manually for induction machine design. I think in AK Shane book, if it is not clear, you can refer this document also. If you have doubt, you can ask me. Uh, if you want to learn the tool, or if you want to learn the concepts in the electromagnetics, Faraday law of induction machine, or if you want to learn some concepts in electromagnetic theory, or Lenz's law, something, the basic concepts, if I want also, I will help you. And if you want to do some final year projects in the electromagnetics, I will help you. No issue. And also I will give the design also. I will suggest you for the such a good company to buy the product also. No issue. So if you want any help, you can contact. You can send a mail, or you can call me. No issue at any time. Yeah. Lastly, I would like to thank our management, and my HOD, and beloved my lecturers and my students, and also alumni who are all who are attending the sessions.
Thank you, Sabri. It's a wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
Abdul, if you have any
Yes, sir.
questions in short box,
Yes, sir. Yes,
please.
sir.
Sabri, one question in
Yeah.
chat box.
Yes, sir. One sec. Sir, what was the advantages of five-phase motor and how you classify the motor like 3G, 4G, and 5G? Some words about copper die casting process.
Yeah, so I mentioned 3G, 4G for the better understanding. There is a no motor generation as of now. So if 3G, what I'm trying to say, the currently in India, the technology we have only for school cage induction machine manufacturing. So we have some manufacturing in the permanent magnet machine also, but that not too good in the like foreign countries. So we have only have a better facility for electric school cage induction machine manufacturing. So if I am mentioning as a 5G, that is an interior permanent magnet machine. If you want to design the machine also, you need to buy the entire components from China or somewhere some other countries. There is a no even a single manufacturer for magnet also in India. So you need to buy the entire products, entire components from somewhere. That is the thing. So copper die casting. You're asking about some copper die casting, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. In screw cage induction machine, we have a rotor part, right? In the rotor, we are not used to do a winding. We are using copper in the type of die cast or in the type of in the type of rod. Die cast in the sense you used to mold the copper material into the rotor slot, that we are used to call die casting. Like you we are molding the material, we are molding the copper material into the slot. That is called, the process is called die casting.
Fine, sir. Another question. In our country, people will buy two-wheelers more than four-wheelers.
Okay.
Can these motors be used for two-wheelers also?
Yeah, obviously. What I shown one motor, right, in the axle flex machine. So I said 3 kilowatt, which is designed for 150, like equivalent to the 150 cc bikes. So you can use those motor in um, the two in automobiles. And also if you can use all three different machine, what I told, you can use surface mounted machine also, you can use IPM also, if you can use axle flex machine also. If you want mid drive application, like if you want to use the pulley or chain, you can use SPM machine. If you don't want the pulley or some other construction, you want to couple the motor directly into your wheel, you can go with the hub motor. I told, right, exterior rotor. It
Yes, sir.
does not record any coupling arrangements, like it does not drive arrangements, does not record chain and some other arrangements. You can directly drive your wheel. You can call direct drive
Thank you, sir.
technology, you can refer in the internet also.
Sir, one more question. Do you think the electrical vehicles really reduces pollution? Because recently I read an article saying that production of batteries creates more pollution than the normal conventional vehicles. So, what's your take on this, sir?
Yeah, what you say, that is correct, but comparatively with petrol and diesel engines, that is too low. uh, but the thing is, we are we are trying to optimize the battery technology also. I think as like a mobile, first initially we had a battery technology with 100 mAh, or from 100 mAh to 200 mAh. Now we are using 6000 or 7000 mAh, right? So there will be a growth in battery technology also. Likewise, the people who are all doing the researches in the motor design, and also parallelly, likewise, the people who are in the battery also, they are doing researches to find to optimize the battery. It will reduce the charges time also, and also they are trying to reduce the pollution also. It will be already it is as if the current market, it is already, the pollution is already comparatively lower level than the petrol and diesel engine.
Thanks, sir. That's very much informative.
Thank you, Ragul.
Any other questions? Participants, please shoot out your questions in the chat box.
பிஎஸ்சிஐடிங்கிறது அது எப்படி
Abdul, there is no
Yes,
other
sir.
question. Shall we go for the?
Okay, so fine.
Uh,
Ladies and gentlemen, may I thank you very much for your active participation in this webinar. I hope you learned a lot in this webinar. Thank you once again, Mr. S. Sabrinathan sir, for the good informative session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you, Sabri. It is a wonderful as a 1.5 hour will be thoughtful session. We have presented so much about electric fields.
Yeah.
You are, I think, your message will be what all the participants will be, I think, will be benefited. Thank you, Sabri. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Abdul, you can announce about the tomorrow presentation.
Yeah, attention guys. Session 3 going to be held on 23rd July 2020. That is tomorrow. She is also our alumni. So don't miss the session. Please be on time. The time will be interval 4 to 6, 5 to 6. So be on time to avoid delay. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
Arni, Sabri,
Yeah, tell me, sir.
nice presentation, Sabri.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Ashok, Bala, Gogul,
Sabari,
Kiran, Rahul,
Sabari.
ராகுல் என்ன சொல்றீங்க?
Kiran,
Sir,
how are you, Kiran? Gogul,
hi sir. Hi sir.
Rahul,
Hi sir.
நல்லா
How are
இருக்கீங்களா?
you? How are you sir? நல்லா இருக்கோம். நல்லா இருக்கோம்.
பார்த்து ரொம்ப நல்லாச்சு.
ஆமாம் சார்.
ஆல்மோஸ்ட் எல்லாரும் வந்துட்டீங்க சபரியோட பிரசன்டேஷனுக்கு.
ஆமாம் சார்.
நீங்களும் மியூட் பண்ணிட்டேன் சபரி.
சபரி.
பயந்துட்டேன்னு நினைக்கிறேன்.
No, yeah, சொல்லுங்க சார்.
சபரி.
சொல்லுங்க சார். சொல்லுங்க சார்.
டயர்ட் ஆயிட்டா?
புரியலாம் கத்துச்சு.
டயர்ட் ஆயிட்டா?
ஹலோ.
ஒருத்தர் இல்ல, நம்ம சார் தான் 2 பேர் இருக்கு.
ஆனா நான் ரொம்ப எக்ஸ்பெக்ட் பண்ணேன்டா. ஓட்டிடுவீங்களான்ட்டு. பரவாயில்ல.
டேய் எப்பறம் அதெல்லாம் பண்ணவே மாட்டேன். அசச்சு கேட்டுறீங்க.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ப்ளீஸ் கேட்கலாம்.
சரிடா ஓகே. இந்த பாலா சார் கால் பண்றாரு.
சரி ஓகே.
சரி பாய்டா.
ஓகே थैंक यू டா. நல்லா இருக்கு.
பை சார். பை சார்.
ஸ்டே சேஃப்.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you, sir.
கீப் இன் டச். சரியா?
Yeah,
Thank you டா. Thank you.
Thank you.
தேங்க்ஸ் சார்.